And a big welcome to Talking Hawks. What a win. Welcome, fans. How are you, Chris?
I'm great. How are you? Fantastic after that win. Tell me about it.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Oh, the second quarter, not so much, but, geez, that fight back, that was something special.
Just inspiring. You worry when it's 8 goals, in a quarter against you, but, geez, turn it on.
Yep.
Turn it up.
It was just slowly chipping away, and you could just see the belief coming into the players, and they ground away. I just thought we could have put them away earlier in that fourth quarter. A few opportunities we let begging, but got the job done.
Yeah, excellent. Geez, it reminded me of the Cats Hawks great arm wrestle, and it was sort of almost quarter for quarter. Cats would go up. All right, what's the chess pieces in the next quarter, Clarko? And, brilliant to see. I kept the faith, even though I wasn't looking the best in the second quarter. So do a whip around, Chris. Say good day to everyone on the chats that we've got in, mate.
Sorry, let me go to the comments. Dominic, as always, faithful. Glenn Nelson, how are you, mate? Dave Alford, thanks for joining us. Brooke Arlette, I think she's one of our WA followers. How are you going?
I think South Australia. Thanks, Brooke.
Okay. There was lots of positives to take out of that game, but I just don't know where we lost it in that second quarter. They just got a run on, and I don't know, do you put it down to this new 666 game plan that the AFL set up? What do you put it down to something else?
Yeah, look, let's throw it to the fans. Paul, Matt, g'day. Paul Evans, right? What a man. Staring victory. So, tell us where you think what happened in that second quarter, because, I like your theory, Chris, around not being able to get Bombers get a head of steam up and get a couple of goals, a bit of momentum, and then, that extra man that we're used to seeing thrown behind the ball, where the AFL has been in that perhaps defensive, mindset in years gone by. We didn't have the option. So, is it 666 giving the AFL the product that they want in terms of goal scoring, and it's pound for pound, man on man? What can you do? Are you better than the others? And how quickly can your team get their tail up again when, maybe they've lost a bit of momentum?
But I did watch several games over the weekend, and it just seemed a bit of a trend that quick ball movement out of whoever was sort of gained ascendancy just kept it. So it'd be interesting to see if that gets counteracted at all in the next few weeks. Yeah,
for sure. Look, it's I think a lot happens in that first 6 rounds of a season when there's new rules and things like that. So tell us, fans. Thanks for joining us, Jakey, Scott. Where did we go wrong in that second quarter? Because that was a bit of a concern. Look, on the whole, though, look at this fella. He's cheeky.
I was going to shout it out.
He's in Western Australia. Geez, I love your logo, Brad. Mate, we can you as much as we want tonight. This will be fun. Stick around.
Lots of comments from you, Bradley, please.
Yeah. Brad's going to give, no doubt, great insight tonight around, Gunston coming in because he's on the injured list. And who else, Brad? Who do you normally like? Yeah, anyway. So, look, if let's whip into a few things here, Chris, because we had a good, we loved watching it, and we got some good analysis in. So, again, Talking Hawks, if you're joining us for the first time, real quick, fans from around the world sharing our passion, discussing footy with some intelligence, which we're going to get stuck into now, have some laughs with us and enjoy the Mighty Hawks. So we've got the sheriff behind the scenes tonight moderating. So leave your questions and your comments in as we go. But Chris, over to you first of all. Outside the second quarter, what were you seeing in the game? Bit of a roller coaster.
Certainly was. It was good to have Segs down forward, having an impact early with McEvoy out of the middle. So that was a good start to the game for us. And I thought the first quarter was fairly even. I thought maybe we could have done a bit better, but that was good. Yeah, I don't know what happened in that second quarter. Anyway, we lost the plot. Clarko gave him a big spray apparently, so we came out and turned it around. I did not expect that, really. I was just thought, how big's this margin going to get that Essendon had? Yeah. And the closer we got,
sorry, go on.
I just started believing, and you could tell the young players believing in it, and that was the thing. It was the young players that were actually getting involved in those scoring chains. So it was just so good to watch.
So can I take you back to the opening minute? Big boy in the ruck, big boy below his knees, crumbing, 2 warps, 2 shields, 2 Ceglar, Dukes, goal.
Bang, love it.
1 minute. And geez, I was licking my chops at that point. Couple of things for me. Hardwick, giving some grass cutting. Just his foot skills, loving it. Even Ceglar, not known for his kicking skills. I thought he did quite well through the game at different times, but there was some very good reading and intercepts. Will Day featuring again in that regard. I think that combination of smalls and starting to read some of the tools. Look, Cozzy, did you see the Clarko sort of announcing that he made the team and just said, mate, just play the system, do your role, basically. Just don't worry about it. And I think he did that.
Well, we've seen that in the first practice match. He didn't. I don't think he scored a goal in that first practice match, but he still had an impact on the game, and that's what he did against Essendon. Yep. So if he stays in the side, he'll be kicking goals some weeks and maybe not some others. But at the end of the day, we had 9 goal scorers, and I think that's how we're going to win games this year. Yeah,
I'm liking the look of the chemistry that's coming with these smalls starting to read each other. Breust, Shields, ever the glue, linking, setting people up. But even the chemistry in the midfield. I don't know. I'd love to know how many times Warple was in there, but I think Big Boy and Segs did all right, and serving it up to O'Meara, and what a third quarter from Mitchell.
Yes, he definitely stepped it up, and he was in doubt, really. I thought he was due to play round 2 leading up to this season, so it was great to have Mitchell just come in and have such a big impact. 39 disposals, albeit 28 were handballs, but he had a huge impact on the game, and he probably didn't have that impact last year, I don't feel. So if we can regain Brownlow medal Mitchell, we're going to be in a much better place this season.
Yep. What do you think about Troy's comments here?
Plan B. Well, possibly. Went into plan A in the third. Well, I don't know. Like I said, it was just a strange game, and just when you got that momentum, it really put the opposition on the back foot. So, and we just made the most of it. When we got that ascendancy, we just kept putting that pressure on, and it was just like they couldn't even get the ball. And they couldn't get it to their forward line. It just really imposes so much pressure on the opposition.
Yeah. Look at the Barker contribution. Clarko outcoached Essendon. I think there's something to be said about the speed with which Essendon moved that ball in that second quarter. But, Clarko, who made a statement in this game, fans? For mine, Clarko clearly made one at halftime. And we heard Morrison talk about, getting a little talking to, and Clarko saying, first half, mate, you're not giving us much. Isn't it nice to see a small giving you 3 goals in a quarter? Amazing.
But talking about Clarko, there's been a bit of a knock on him about his decision to name Downie as a sub and then to not play him. And obviously you need an injury for him to bring him into the game, but it was, it felt like probably wasn't the greatest introductory to AFL footy, but on the flip side of that, I really think he would have learned some valuable lessons sitting on the bench and just being in the atmosphere of what was going on during the game, what was being relayed to the bench, just the whole concept, and just being part of the team and that comeback. So I think he would have really gained some good insight into AFL footy there, Connor Downie.
Yeah, and I think that's all a little bit unknown. And Clarko's heart would have obviously gone out to the young fella. But look, you saw him in the circle at the end of the game, and Clarko but Downie right in the middle. They threw him in, counting it. It's he was singing it with gusto. So unlike young Tyler Brockman, who's flashed onto the scene nicely, thanks very much. He was a little bit quietly spoken, but on the field he speaks loudly. So what were your thoughts on Tyler?
Yeah, no, it was very solid. You can't ask much more from a kid, and just such a small frame, but it has a huge impact. So, yeah, he's just showing so much, and I think he's just going to get better. So,
yeah,
the players just have confidence in him as well, which obviously, he just believes in himself, and you can see the ability he's got. So,
yeah. Have you got some stats here? I think if we can go, there we go. Tommy Mitchell. Really, 17 possessions in that third quarter.
Wow. That's huge.
A little bit of love for Tom here. So I think when we need the ball extracted, there's not many better, is there? I think for me, I'm optimistic that they've tweaked enough with that chemistry now and around midfield and who you want in there. Who's going to work? Because it was almost overdone with Warple, O'Meara, and Mitchell. But let me bring up these stats here. So,
well, talking about impact on the game, I think Tom Phillips coming in gave us a really good impact.
I'm winding up here. Tommy Mitchell, 14 contested, right. 9 score involvements, 5 tackles, 4 inside 50s. Mate, solid game. When the game was needing someone to take it by the scruff of the neck, it's welcome to have him. Go on. Flipper.
Yes. Tom Phillips. Thought he had a really great game. And I did look at his stats because I was just so impressed with his tackles. And then I had a look and he only had 2. But the 2 tackles he did were really huge tackles. And I just hope he can make more tackles like that consistently because I thought that was a good part of his game.
If you've got a big and he's got a motor on him that can put on pressure, that's amazing. Just that extra reach in, trying to put the pressure on and block a handball or a kick. Do you know what I love? Cozzy. I don't recall who it was. Breust was running in, head of steam, and someone went back and kicked it, and then a little bit later, and so the defender sort of followed Breust to a degree and sort of covered it, but they were in that awkward position. So we didn't get the handball and run into an open goal. Cozzy took it, presence of mind, awareness, man on the mark, just waited until the man held his position and then the hands to Breust rewarded his senior player and Breust, acknowledging it straight away. So Cozzy, loved that as far as involvement.
I did notice that. Yeah, it was. Well, there you go. He could have hit the scoreboard a bit better because he didn't score a goal, but he gave one away from the goal square, basically. Yep.
Yeah. Anyone on CJ? Because I reckon he's had a bit of a cracker. What were your thoughts on CJ?
Well, it was our 4th highest possession getter for our team, so that was pretty impressive. Same deal every week. We talk about his lightning speed and his ability to just create something from nothing. So might have got caught out once or twice, but you're just going to back him in. He's going to make a mistake here and there, but everyone does. So
22 disposals though.
Yes. So that's a solid game for him. And I know he had a lot of intercept marks during the preseason. I'm not sure.
He's notched up 7.
Intercept marks or marks?
Intercept this game.
Wow.
So, on the big stage now, and the week before in a pracky against North, but then 7 bringing it. So, and he's 22 disposals at 86% efficiency, if you don't mind. So 19 effective disposals. So we love his, as he gets ahead of steam. Isn't it? Everyone starts to look like they're in slow motion when they're running in the shot, but 336 metres gained as well. So that's for mine. That's a great contribution from a young man who's really had a big off season and rewards for him. Pat on the back, well done, mate.
Well, talking about that position with CJ there, we've got Scrimshaw coming out after playing in Box Hill, potential to come into the seniors. It's going to be pretty tight to get back into that team there.
It will. We'll cover Box Hill shortly, but yeah, we're going to. What else we got? Hey, the commentator was saying Jaff. Is it Jaff or Jaff?
I don't know.
Does
I just thought CJ would be the way to go, wouldn't it?
That's what Clarko calls him.
Yeah. Yeah, but I did notice they're going on the Giath, weren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't feel natural to me. I'm just used to hearing CJ.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. You know, footy's back, fans. Footy's back. So I like that, Troy. I think what was the interesting thing for me was Reeves played a half. No, I'm sorry, I'm touching on the Box Hill now. I think and it was in readiness if he got the call up. So yep. I wonder what that's based upon, because matchups wise, and we'll get to talking about Richmond and Dusty and what you do there shortly. But yeah, let me round it out. What do we do there in that back half? It is pretty settled, Chris, to answer your question.
It was, but I had Reeves penciled in mine round one side. So, and he was obviously close because they only had him play the half, ready to come in as the emergency. But
yep,
I don't know. Like you said, I think you were leading up to a potential matchup for the next game. So if that's enough to get him into the side, well, we'll wait and see.
Give us your thoughts, Hawks fans. So one other question I had, and maybe the fans know, I noticed Brockman on that lovely check side, second goal, just tapped the armband, looked up. I wondered who might have passed that was related to the club in some way, shape or form, because, it was just a nice moment for a young man, obviously a little bit inspired. So anyway, it's the family club. Usually there's a really good connection and a story behind it all. Let us know, right, fans. Cool. So, mate, Box Hill. Yep. Let's just put Box Hill a little bit here. Actually, sorry, there was one, Morrison, 20 disposals. Just want to touch on that. No, and more.
Hey, Morrison has had a cracking start to this season. Yeah, when he first came onto the scene a couple of years ago, I was a huge fan, and then he sort of just petered off a little bit. But yeah. The way he's played this pre-season and that first game, I'm super impressed, and just hope he can keep producing.
Yeah, 20 disposals, 75% disposal efficiency, 9 contested posies, 2 goals, 6 scoring involvements, 301 metres gained. Solid. Well done, young man.
And hit the scoreboard. Yes, actually, to tell you the truth, in that before he kicked that goal, he was in the back pocket or the back flank, like literally 30 seconds. He must have run the length of the ground before he scored that goal. So that was pretty impressive.
Yep. And more, 3 goals, 8 contested posies, 2 tackles in the forward 50, 19 disposals. So, yeah, mate, he's after the firecracker, Clarko might have put underneath him, he's turned into one. So that was brilliant. Mate, what have the fans got for us? Let's just have a bit of a stroll here. So, Will's back.
Yes.
Welcome. Yep. Agree. Reeves, great value in our back half. Oh, and Will's back again. That's a big call.
Australian. That's huge.
Wouldn't that be amazing? He's definitely
maybe not this year.
Yeah, a lot of love for him. So it's good to see.
Lots of love.
That's a great call there, Dave. Perfect replacement for Scully. We've topped up nicely on that wing position, haven't we?
Yes, we certainly have. It gives that flexibility, and like I said, Will Day going to stay in that back line? We're so strong in the back line. I just feel he's going to move up to the wing or the midfield this season. So we'll see what happens. Yeah,
here we go. Barker from Western Australia. Here's the call. Brockman, CJ, Will Day. Love it. Absolutely future. It'd be very few that would go against that, mate. So here we go. This is a good one. Might Guy. Welcome. Who have we got? Explosive midfielder. I think by explosive, I was talking about this today, actually. Jager and the way he burst out of the gates as a young bull at Gold Coast and what we expected before, obviously, the knees. Is it a degenerative knee? Is that what he's got? Is that what we're calling it?
I think that's what it was. Yeah, who knows what else might be underlying, but yeah.
But Jaeger, we saw that amazing burst, and to your point here, Mike Guy, Jaeger still actually has his way. It's not like he bursts away from packs maybe with the same speed, and he doesn't do it dusty, don't argue.
He's just strong around the hips.
He doesn't get through. He still, throws people off. So, yeah, perhaps a little bit slow compared to some midfields, but I think we're starting to get it done, and it's probably with the 666. It'll be interesting with ball ups and whatnot around the ground to see how those just the way we bring it out, at those ball ups, who gets the advantage? Do we get that chemistry? We're actually going to have a really good look at it this year rather than it being, crowded because of its defensive pressure. So, yeah.
I did feel when we did win the ball out of the middle, it was a couple of handballs. So the outside runners were potentially getting it, not our actual midfielders, guys coming off the wing or the back flank, running through, getting the ball. So, yes, it'd be nice to have an explosive midfield, but as long as we can get the ball forward and score goals, that's all we need to do.
Here's a random one. Sarcage on explosiveness. Shad Watson, will love this. Shad, here we go. Cripper, available next year. Should we go hard? Give us a hard if you reckon we should go hard, fans.
I think we've got a bit of a treasure chest at the moment, don't we? And talking about ones we might go for, that would be Zach Merritt, who destroyed us with 13 disposals in the first quarter. He did look good. Oh, there you go. Scott Williams, little comment about Zach there too. So I can't do it, mate.
Oh, sorry. It's all me.
Access. Yep.
Sorry, Scotty, getting there. See, Barks, you are good. Barker, where are you tonight? So here we go. One more. We've left off the veteran.
How did we see Burgoyne's game? I did. We had a little bit of an in-house chat on that on Saturday night, possibly Sunday, and his output was probably not the Burgoyne of old that we're used to, but I still think at important moments in the game, he stood up and did what he needed to do. He won contests and had an influence on the game. So, and I think he's still probably got a bit of a Luke Hodge leadership role there, directing the back line to some degree. So, yes, he's still valuable, and be interesting to see where he sits as far as getting to the 400. And he might get a few emergency roles this year, I think.
Yeah, does he get played that? Chalk up a game and maybe not play it? I think as a player of so many years, that would hit you in the guts. But he'll do it with a smile, no doubt, if that's the situation. So quick honourable mention here to Hartigan. Yep. He's a unit and a half, isn't he? So did well. And I think, for me, early signs of just people knowing their roles and seeing, a good working understanding of the systems, which, quite exciting. So there you go, Scotty, I forgot you, mate. So, look, fans, you're amazing. I think what we'd love to do is look at Box Hill a little, because we're going to be keeping an eye on, obviously, the youngsters. They're going to be fielding a few of them at that level. We want to know how Sam's going. He's got Youngie down there now as an assistant as well. But on the Box Hill watch, Chris, we've towed up Essendon.
Yes, we did. After a bit of a slow start, we were 5-1 down early on in that game. But, we again turned it around against Essendon and came out, 8-goal winners. So that was pretty solid. 3 goals to Morrison. Morris. Josh Morris. Nashi chimed in for 2. Lewis got 2. And Cousins got a goal as well. So out of our senior players there. Lewis, the report on Lewis was that he dominated. So will be interesting to see. He's really pushing for that selection over Cozzy. So, or just Tim O'Brien. I don't know where that formula sits, but it's good to have the competition. And like you were saying, there's several players down in Box Hill that are capable of playing at the top level for us.
Yeah, well, on Lewis. So he's kicked 2-2, I think it was, but he should have been 4, really. He's missed a soda. And, one for the blood rule that Morris ended up getting. So, unfortunate there. But, if he's chalked up 3, you're already saying, well, here we go. He's put his hand up, hasn't he? So, but he's laid 3 or 4 great tackles as well, which, one where he chased a small bloke for 60, 70 metres and got him, which is,
nice.
That is what you want to know is happening at that next level. Who we got? Morris kicked 3 goals, 1 from 50. One was
I think he got a couple of cheap ones from a 50-metre penalty, and one was from someone who got sent off. Was a blood rule maybe? And
that was Lewis. I was just touching on.
That was a Lewis. Yeah.
But some strong contested marks himself, so that's good. I think he there's evidence of a higher standard, perhaps, or being lifted at Box Hill, just with a little bit of expectations, perhaps communication between the players where, like, hold on, you've missed me on a hand pass here at one point in the third quarter. But anyway, good camaraderie, and it looks like they're really coming together nicely under Sam there. So Scrimshaw.
Very solid. Yeah. He was up there in the comments as being one of the best players. So I think it was 6 intercept marks, and just a really solid game. So that's what you'd expect from a AFL quality player down at Box Hill.
Apparently used the ball very, very well, and I would love to have known how much time he spent in the middle, because that's where his name to start, which I was a little bit excited to see, which is what they were thinking there.
Interesting.
Who like young Jekka?
Report on Jekka was good. Ned Reeves was okay. Not his normal dominant self in the ruck. He'd been quite dominant down in the VFL, but still solid game. Pepper played 4 quarters, which was good because I don't think he'd played a full game yet. He's both good attacking and defending, so that was good for him. And Finn McGuinness, they've given him a defensive role to just try and, I guess, make him a bit more improve his overall game. So that'll be interesting to see if he can bring that part of his game on and hopefully get a spot in their seniors.
Look at our man, DGB. So those that are on the DGB train, Denver Grainger-Barras, he has reportedly, from the eyeballs there, he's played very well. Lots of defensive marks, good ground ball follow-ups, good spoils. So keep it up, young man. DGB, we can't wait to see you continue to grow and see, the whole Talking Hawks team behind you as we sponsor you. So quick touch on that. 1850 raised. Thank you to the Talking Hawks family. Please go to talkinghawks.com if you're interested. $25 donations or above if you are there to help us. We're going to be sponsoring Denver, and we need 2,400 just to get him across the line. Aiming for 4. We'll see how we go, but that'll allow you to have an opportunity to interact with us, have a few special fan experiences, and get behind a young player. We hope to sponsor him through his career. So that's the quick plug. What do we got, Chris?
So I just we did touch on Reeves earlier, playing that half game at Box Hill. So he was solid, but there was a mention of him shutting down Jake Stringer. So Jake Stringer is a pretty quality player, which leads us to think, is there any chance that Reeves could come in and shut down Dusty? Or not shut him down, but, just curb his influence somewhat. So is that who? Well, let's throw that to the fans. If there's someone to play a tagging role on Dusty next week, who will that be? Out of our line, who could possibly shut down Dusty?
That is a brilliant question. And just as we round out, let the fans sort of come back with some thoughts. Bramble did not play with Box Hill. So obviously after getting signed up very late in the piece, it's great that they've done well. They've notched up a good win behind the Hawks. So, all right. So what have we got? 75% capacity now. Welcome back to the football, Victoria. So, fans, hopefully some of you got a ticket today.
Yes.
We've got 110 at the MCG, at the mighty MCG, where the Hawks love to play. So, it's on Sunday. Let us know if you've got some tickets and you're going in the chat. Last time, Chris, have you got some thoughts? Round 3, 2020.
Yes, I think Richmond were probably a little bit slow out the blocks that year, but I guess the main concern was we beat them. That was great, but they didn't have Dusty, and Dusty's just such a huge impact. So
let me quick recap. So 11 goals, 5, 71 to 5 goals, 9, 39. Very fast start by the Hawks. I think we were switched on. We got pumped by sadly Geelong the week prior. I think they got a little bit of talking to and came out ready to play, and the Tigers weren't quite ready to play. So 5 first quarter goals to zip. I think it had been a little while since the Tigers were scoreless in an opening quarter too. So as you said, no Dusty, but that was the big boy experiment kicking off.
Yes, it was the start of that, and he did that quite successfully, didn't he? I think he played quite well and shut down Lynch. So what will happen this time? I guess we got hard again this time. So I guess that the spearhead. Well, Dusty played forward a lot against Carlton, so I'm just wondering if that's where he's going to play, because we've had a few votes there for Liam Shields from the fans, which I did mention earlier to you, Matt. I think Liam is probably best suited overall. He's probably going to lack that overhead marking contest. So, yeah, Dusty's just going to exploit you just wherever he's got you covered. So,
speed, power, just the agility, So it really is a big defensive matchup, and how hard you go at him. So let's have a quick squiz what the fans are thinking here. From Brooks asking, did Finn play in Box Hill? Yes, he did. We did touch on that briefly.
Couple of votes for Howe. And that would be probably keeping his spot in the team, I think. He's borderline for me playing this week. It depends on who's available. Like we said, Scrimshaw coming back in potentially.
Yep.
So that might keep Howe in the team.
Yeah. So it's good. A few of the fans have got some tickets. Enjoy if you didn't get there last week. So, look, geez, this is a good one. Whew. What do you think of that, people? Benson, Broadbent. That could be the quote of the night. That's pretty salivating. On too young. Well, Dusty's not as young as Warps, but
someone we probably didn't throw in the mix. I put up Frosty. Frosty's a bit taller, but he's got the speed to go with him. He'll cover him in the air. It's more his agility to be able to tackle him and get away from Dusty's. Don't argue.
Well, Dusty last week against the Blues, it was basically stayed as a forward, but all bar a handful of roles in times in the midfield. So if that's maybe by design, maybe they don't want to. Maybe they want to try him in the middle when the game needs to be influenced. He kicked that a late goal in the second quarter. Got their tails up going into half time. Got it done for them at the end. But Dusty for mine. Frosty's not a bad option. I think Dusty's footwork might cause a few headaches there for Frost. But I don't know. I don't have a good one here.
There's no standout. It could go a few ways, and that's why it might just play out. Clarko might just have a few backup plans and just see who plays best on him.
Do you educate a young man? Do you say, Reeves, you're in? Watch, here's the assignment. I don't think you gang up on Dusty necessarily, but, if Reeves is a strong body for a young man, a Will Day, do you give him a stint? He's going to get pushed around. Dusty pushes most people around, but a Will Day will exploit Dusty, who may not get on his bike and chase as hard, and Will Day could give us some offense out of that defensive role and keep Dusty a little bit more honest. Just a few ideas. Here we go, CJ.
Don't know.
Why?
I just don't think he's physically although Day's in a similar category, I think CJ's even just not quite as strong to compete with Dusty. CJ's tackling, I just don't think he's quite there. So he's probably got him potentially covered with a bit of speed and in the air, but I think may not be the role for CJ. But you could prove us wrong, so glad to hear your comments, Scott.
I think, I think Will Day's got a different level of awareness, and I think the role that CJ's plays is probably more valuable in other areas. For mine, that I wouldn't quite go there. But, I think we have to think outside the box a little bit, and maybe there'll be a few players that have a crack across the night. So, very good. All right.
Yeah, that's enough Dusty talk.
It's a decent factor in this game, isn't it? Just like, how do we get this done? So, I don't want to see Big Boy down back.
No.
Lynch, being held to one goal by him last time, early on in the Big Boy backline experiment, too valuable for us. Leave him resting forward, let him clunk a few and cause Richmond grief up there. What do you want to see from the Hawks, fans, in this game? Because, well, Chris, what are your thoughts on that?
I think they scored 100 points against Carlton last week, so we've really got to be tight on defence or score 100 points ourselves. So we probably need to do both. We really need to restrict them and potentially hit the scoreboard a bit harder than we did against Essendon. So it's going to be a tough game to win, but we did it last year, so why not do it again?
Well, they kicked 5 goals, 39 points last year. So, look, I think we're going to see a little bit of a different. Hey, Craig McRae, we've got the fly. We've got the Richmond intel now. Benson, tell us about that. How is that going to impact things? Because the Hawks now have finally got some intel from another powerhouse club.
Finally. So, I think that's going to play a major role, and it'll be interesting to see, how much influence he has on that intel. So I think it's going to be a huge plus for us.
Mate, some good comments here from the fans. Everyone's starting to pop the winning margins here. So, but I do like that one by Adrian. So, look, I want to see consistency. I don't want to see a blowout 8-goal quarter where we just are twiddling the thumbs. I think you're making way a little bit. So we've looked at Box Hill. Just touching on to sort of the injuries, we're expecting Chad to come back in. The Chad, as per Pep says on the Lace Out podcast. I jumped on and did a podcast with Chad to tapped us on the shoulder, talking Hawks, and said, "Can you give us a bit of a preview for 2021 with the Hawks?" Given you guys follow them closely, so jumped on. We're in podcast land now. So if that's your paper, jump on, have a listen. Lace Out, you can find it wherever you find podcasts, or Lace Out, they're on Facebook as well.
Very, very intelligent guys. That was a good conversation. I enjoyed listening to that myself. So, definitely recommend it, guys. Go listen to it.
Mate, it's we've got used to the video format. I'm used to being able to perhaps, maybe, and 3 of us as well, 2 of us having to talk in the radio silence. I was like, well, he's very smooth and changing the tonality. I was like, all right, I've learned a few lessons here. Hopefully I can keep applying them here, guys.
Yep.
So enough about me.
Wingard. We're at Wingard. Wingard is close, apparently. So it would be a huge inclusion if we could get Wingard back in the mix, because there's potentially another goal or 2 adding to our total there. So
he's kicked 3 last night against the Tigers. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Chad.
Yep, he started the season on fire, Chad. So let's hope he can do it again for us. Besides Jack Scrimshaw, Seamus Mitchell was the only other one that I seen on our injury list. So we are obviously besides. What's that? Sorry.
Just saying that he was coming along. That was the
yes. So they're taking a cautious approach, and he's progressing along nicely. So not too far away, but obviously besides Gunston and Sicily, we're pretty healthy.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure what you're meaning here, Adrian. If maybe we're a little bit out of kilter here, but I thought Wingard was a chance to get in.
Well, he might know. He might have been talking to Clarko. Just hasn't filled us in yet.
He keeps close, that's for sure. So I don't know about this, Dominic. Let's talk Hawthorn group. What's going on there? Someone calling Wingard Chadston. Chatty. The Chad. Right, I get you. All right. Look, it's his year, I think. Chad Wingard, if we can get a consistent output, whether that's forward, whether that's mid, where would you put Wingard if he is in this week, let's say? Where have you got him, fans? Have you got him playing more in the midfield or up forward on the wing? Half forward flank. Where have you got him?
I'll let the viewers have a few seconds to chime in there. I've got my feeling of where he would be more valuable. With our young forward brigade going, our little Mosquito fleet, I think he'd be playing a bit more in the mid for me, and that would give us our explosiveness out the midfield that we're lacking.
Yep. We're getting a few thoughts, Dan's like in the mid. There we go. Yep. I like this. It's moving fast here for me. Greg says Brad does quite well with the comments. You notice I'm a little bit distracted tonight, but I do like that. Breust is forward. He's very handy. Chad can give us some great attack, I think, running off the wing or off half forward flank. So let's see.
I think we just want him on the ground. That's all we need. Just get out there, Chad. Do it for us.
Here's Cody. Cody is the man that tipped the winning margin, and he's also on the mail, so he's backing up Adrian here. It looks like he might be out the Chad.
Has he got a margin for us this week? And don't be afraid to tip Richmond if that's the way you feel. But yes, let us know. Well, I'm just letting him. He got it right.
Barks, I need to channel the inner Brad just to pay out on you right now.
Well, right. I'll throw mine out there, and I'm going to tip Hawthorn by 2 points. There you go. What do you got, Matty? Got a margin for us?
Let me think. I'll close the show out with it. So look, I will touch on this one briefly. We don't like bagging other teams, but yet sadly, Dangerfield will be out for the Hawthorn Geelong game. So look, that's all we're going to say about that one. Bad luck, Danger.
Yes.
So, good call, moderator. The sheriff's on it. He does not care.
I loved it. Clarko's presser.
What have we got?
Clarko's presser, didn't you see it? They asked him I don't know if it was one of the first questions, and they asked him about the Connor Downie being sub, and he's just said, "Did somebody say KFC?" That was classic. Classic.
He's got the big thing. Yeah, mate. He just puppet showed that the media conference presses. Geez, we saw our old mate Mark McGowan asking Clarko some questions, and anyway, maybe Mark will come back to us one day and have a bit of a chat. He's not covering the Hawks as much now. He's at the Herald Sun.
Yep.
All right. There's some few tips here. Close margins. Yeah. Look, for mine, I think we can surprise the Tigers and win 2 or 3 quarters. And that's we're on our game. I think there's the hunger. I think there's the belief, and I think these youngsters are really helping keep that competitiveness, that vibe running through the club and the playing group. And so, look, we saw the Tigers just turn it on against the Blues and just went bang, 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 yibbity yibbita. That is all. So I'm going to say the Hawks. You've gone 2. I'm going to go 1. Cody, I'm going to take your tip.
There he is. Cody's in.
There we go. One.
Hawks
Brad,
13.
What have you got, mate? Tell us from Western Australia. Anyway, mate, it is amazing, brilliant that the footy is back. We could be looking good with some senior guys coming back in soon. Very exciting, I think, with Scrimshaw waiting in the wings as well, getting some game time. But any parting thoughts, Chris?
Sorry, I was just reading Benson's novel there.
All right.
Parting thoughts. Look, after last week's victory, there's no point in giving up. Even if Richmond get away from us a bit, you know that these kids are going to dig deep and try and claw it back. If we get out of the blocks, who knows? We could we could blow the margin out. Who knows?
Yep.
It's a really exciting time because we were potentially expecting a little bit of time down the bottom and many punters picking us for bottom 4, bottom 2, bottom of the ladder. But yet here we are, one win from one game. So, yeah, I'm just excited. And, the next couple of weeks will definitely give us a better idea of where we're at.
We had a few last week saying, that they were ready to in through the Essendon game, a few people telling me, geez, I was going to text you and start caning you because always the optimist with the Hawks. But, geez, we've done well just to notch up a win after being behind by so much. And, I'm excited. I think we've got a good chance to really surprise a few people this year. I love it when people think the Hawks are going to be when we get the underdog status. And we're quietly sitting in 9th now on the ladder. So, all right, let's see.
Geelong lost to Adelaide, also predicted to finish at the bottom. So, yeah, maybe Geelong aren't as good as everybody thinks. So if we can knock off Geelong, who knows where we're at against Richmond. But, yeah, who knows? We could be 3-0.
Yeah, totally. Here we go. All right, well, fans, thanks for joining us tonight. If you're on Twitter, just they're going to end their ability to live stream the way we've been doing it. Jump onto YouTube, look up Talking Hawks and follow us there, subscribe there. You can comment in a similar way that you do on Facebook or Twitter. So these live streams and this interaction is something we really love doing. We've got a few guests that we're lining up. So stick tight with us and Linktree, Linktree/Talking Hawks is where you can find all of our social media stuff. If you're keen to jump on Denver with us and help sponsor there, $25 and above donations. We've had some generous people get around him. We look forward to having those opportunities to interact with Denver and yourselves through the season. Do a bit of not just the online stuff with you, but some offline. And we've got a few things in store with getting to the ground and maybe getting around Denver in a pretty cool way. So I think you'll like it. If you're on board there, jump on to talkinghawks.com. Check it out. Fans, thanks for joining us. Chris?
Nice way to round it out, Matty. Enjoy the game, guys, and let's hope we get up for a win. Go Hawks.
All right, awesome. Go Hawkers. Get there. Do a good thing.